Good morning, friends. Our
Good
session
morning.
start within 5 to 10 minutes. Our respected guests will appear into the classroom. Till that, uh, if somebody want to ask any question, they can ask. I am available for that. Can I am audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay.
Sir, what about exam? Today is like 3rd May,
I
and
got I got the instructions today about that exam, so I will put all that matter onto the our PhD group. That was all things as into the written form. So I will drop that onto our PhD pre-PhD group, and you will get the
oh,
information with that.
okay, sir. Okay, fine.
So there
But
there
it
has
will be
been a
like the
lot of
paper pattern.
there has been a lot of assignments into that you should have to prepare for that, and
Okay,
you have to do that. And I think you have 20 marks research methodology paper with Google form. You have to give that, and other dividation of marks I will send you onto the group.
okay, sir. So it will be like 20 mark for the paper, then assignment.
A
Viva
lot of
is
things,
there.
lot of things. No Viva, nothing was there. Only the assignments you should have to submit, and then all things will be calculated into your credits.
Okay, sir. Will do, sir. Thank you.
Whether there is presentation, sir,
No, no.
presentation of any kind, sir. Hello, sir.
हॅलो.
हा बोला काय म्हणतोय मला ते
हां.
एक्सपर्टनी कॉल केला होता बोला.
हॅलो. नमस्ते सर. ज्योती प्रवीण
नमस्कार
कपाळे
बोला.
बोलते सर. रोल
हा
रोल
बोला.
नंबर 49 आहे.
हो.
सर इंग्लिशचं पण काही आमचं म्हणजे वेगळं शेड्यूल असणार आहे का एक्झामच्या संदर्भात?
नाही पेपर वनच्या बाबतीत सगळ्यांचं एकच शेड्यूल राहील. ते आज मला मिळालंय, तर ते मी
हां.
तुम्हाला ग्रुपवर टाकून देतो.
बरं. आणि सर मग इंग्लिश
ग्रुप
सब्जेक्टचं पण असं असणार आहे?
हा पेपर 2चं जे आहे ते तुम्ही कन्सर्न टीचर जे तुमचे आहेत पठाण मॅडम इंग्लिशसाठी, तर
ओके.
त्या तुम्हाला इन्स्ट्रक्शन देतील त्याचे.
ओके, ओके सर. ओके
आणि
सर.
आपण
थँक
एक सेशन ठेवणारच आहे 8 तारखेला, की कसं काय करायचं असाइनमेंट वगैरे. मुस्तजीब
ओके.
खान सर डिपार्टमेंटचे जे हेड आहेत इंग्लिश डिपार्टमेंट, ते
मग ती
सगळं
असाइनमेंट
तुम्हाला
सर ऑनलाईन सोडवायची आहे का? म्हणजे हार्ड
ते
कॉपीमध्ये म्हणजे
सगळं
कसं काय?
तुम्हाला सर ऑनलाईन येऊन सांगतील 8 तारखेला.
ओके.
तेव्हा
ओके
आठ
सर.
तारखेचं सेशन कोणी प्लीज मिस करू नका.
ओके सर. ओके सर. ओके.
हा.
थँक यू सर.
वैभव.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
आप आ गए sir.
okay,
You
okay.
can
You can
you
start
can
now.
open it. Yes, yes. I will introduce you, then we will start.
Okay, no problem.
Uh,
Please.
Today, our respected guest is appear into the classroom, so I welcome to him that he's give us time to guided to the PhD scholars. I would like to introduce with today's guest. Today's guest is respected Dr. Azruddin sir, who is professor into the commerce department, and he has a very good academic record, which I will tell you. Uh, Sayyid Azharuddin sir is professor in Department of Commerce, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. He completed his post graduation in commerce. With that, he has a degree of MPhil and PhD also, and bachelor in journalism also from the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. He also has distinction of the having PGDM and uh, PGDM from Wellingner College, Mumbai, then PGDM DHRD from ICOLMA, Chennai. Then he has teaching experience of 33 years. He has written 6 books with his intents on finance management in 2023 and international trade in 2023 also. He is editor of one journal and board of member of 3 research journals. Then he has administrative experience of 1 year as a principal and 2.5 years as a vice principal. He was management council member, finance and accounting officer of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University uh, for 2 years, and also had a distinction of holding the post of registrar of same university. In his guidance, 23 students were awarded PhD and 31 students were awarded MPhil degree. That is very important. He was organized 20 conference, workshops, and seminars, and attended 82 seminars and conference. He has published 76 papers in national and international journals, including uh, Scopus, MDPI, and Emerald around the world. He has delivered in all 259 lectures as a resource person at different seminars, conference, workshop, orientation, and refresher courses. He has also published 6 articles in newspaper. He has completed international projects on tourism collaboration with Indo Italian Chamber of Commerce and the government of Maharashtra. He is a paper setter of examination for public service commission of 4 states in India. He is and was a member of academic bodies such as member of Academic Council Chairman and member of Board Studies, member of RRC, Faculty of Commerce and Management, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, a member of Board Studies and RRC in 4 universities in India, a member of Academic Audit Committee of 3 universities of India. He is lifetime member of different associations such as Aurangabad Management uh, Association, Aurangabad District Football Association, and others. He has mass media experience, worked as a transmission exclusive in All India Radio, and he was awarded with the Best Teacher of Production Award at Akashvani Annual Award in year 1998. He is also approved a commentator of hockey, football, and cricket. So I welcome to the Dr. Azharuddin sir into this first paper session, and hope he will hope you will take the guidance from him, and it would be a fruitful and very important for all scholars. So I will request to the today's guest that he can start today.
Thank you, Vaibhav.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me properly?
Yes, sir. Everyone is here and everyone's mics is unmuted. So if somebody want to ask the question, he can ask you directly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to confirm before I start. Uh, Good morning to one and all. We are back once again, and I think we'll be back on Sunday also for a very interesting topic before I start. Innovative trends in entrepreneurship. There is a lot of excitement in that, and I will be sharing many case studies in that, which is of relevance and also topicality will be there. So that will be on Sunday, because Monday afternoon there will be no session. It will be your assignments will start on Monday instead of today. I will speak on research ethics. Friends, if you look at the success of small countries, you will find these small countries, many of them, they are well versed in research. They are not only well versed in research, but they have earned many Nobel Prizes uh, to their credit. And you will find these Nobel Prizes are a testimony that these people are very much accomplished and they are doing something exceptional in research. And this is the power of research. I've been telling again and again and again, it's not completing a PhD. Acquiring a knowledge in this training sessions is very important. If you join late and still you get through this training session, it's not a big achievement. I always say training is always for future. And when you undertake training in a very what you call honest way, you learn something. And the organizers, they know that the students are not cooperating and they are coming late, they are muting themselves, then they are what you call doing their own work, and so on and so forth. We have witnessed it in so many years. Okay, but I will not go into that detail. Since as a teacher, it is my concern. Always I say that you go in a straight way. Don't go with the shortcuts, because there is no success to shortcuts. And those who achieve success through shortcuts, their life is not very long. They they don't get success for a long time. Anyway, the topic is also related to this. If you go by shortcut, then your success is limited. So ethics in research plays a very important role. How? And there are many questions. The first question which I said, what is the success of small countries? Why they are so much on the world map? They're only due to two things. One, research, and second, focused research. So research and focused research. And their output is through Nobel Prizes and the new products they are giving to the world. It's a testimony. And that is why you will find small countries are on the world map and successfully on the world map. So ethics in research is primarily a principle of right and wrong. Why I say primarily a principle of right and wrong? Because the moral principles that govern how researchers should carry out their work is important. Carrying out the work randomly is not important. Carrying out the work with the rules and regulations which govern the researcher, particular researcher, that is important. And that is where is the silver lining between successful and unsuccessful. And those who adopt this, they move further. One more announcement I would like to make. Since it is Friday today, there is a the state electricity board undertakes sometimes repairs on Fridays. So if there is a breakdown, don't worry. Within half a minute, within 30 seconds, within half a minute, I will join from my mobile, and immediately we will be starting our lecture. So you don't worry if there is any power break. Okay. So I was talking about the moral principles that govern how researchers should carry out their work, and they should shape research regulations which apply to the work. Now, this is very important. Why? Because when we follow the rules and regulations, we go in a synchronized manner. I have seen when I ask the students, okay, what is your topic? They narrate their topic. And then I say, have you started your work? They say, yes, sir, we have started our work. We have started our work. And how you have started? I have completed my first chapter. So as soon as he says or she says that I have completed the first chapter, then I ask them, who is your guide? How you choose the topic? And who told you to start with chapter number one? Because usually in the standard research pattern, students, researchers, they start with chapter number two, that is review of literature. And that is the biggest chapter in academic research, because you should know what type of related work has been carried out in the field, in the topic which you have selected. So once you know that, then only you can move in a synchronized manner, which I have told you just before. So here, research ethics, it promotes, it promotes what? It helps you in expanding the knowledge. And the aim of research ethics is to expand the knowledge. And how you will do that? You will undertake research if you follow the framework. Follow the framework which govern the rules and regulations, and follow what is right and what is wrong. Automatically, these things will come in a systematic manner. Now, you must be surprised how these things they are going to take place when I proceed in my research work. See, whenever you proceed following the ethics in research, you will find that you require certain values for the collaborative work which you are going to undertake. It's a team game. Of course, you may be a solo researcher. You don't have the facility of a team to support you, to aid you. But then that collaborative work which you are undertaking, first with your guide and then with your support facilities which help you to undertake research and proceed in that research, you will find that the collaborative work also requires the support values. And if you go with that, I think success is yours. Whenever I proceed with this topic of ethics in research, I always try to imbibe in the minds of the researchers how you should balance the benefits which you are going to take after completing the research against the risk. So when you balance the benefits and the risk, what happens? It is beneficence. It is called as beneficence. So you have to do that and keep this in mind, balancing the benefits and the risks. Why I am saying risk? Risk are of many types. It's not only for one particular case. If you start with a review of literature, there is a risk that you might miss the latest work which has been undertaken, and you are not able to undertake that particular research work which has been done recently. If you take it in under consideration, then you may come across some dependent variables, you may come across some independent variables, you may come across some new theme, new angle, new way of moving ahead in this particular research. If it is matching your research, if it is related to your research, you can very well undertake it and you can move in a systematic manner. But you should be able to read, if you are getting a benefit, what risks are associated to that. I always say, to every advantage there is a disadvantage, and when there is a strength and when there is a weakness, when there is an opportunity, there is also a challenge, which in the case of ethics it is risk. So it is non-maleficence. What you are understanding with this word maleficence? Avoiding causation of harm, avoiding it. So when you avoid that, see, you are moving now, starting in the research endeavor. So when you avoid these things, avoid risk, avoid going out of the frame, avoid rules and regulations, then you are off track. But then if you move with this, then you are on the right track and you will get the you will reach the destination in a systematic manner. And that is why when you are facing a uphill task of undertaking the research and moving in the research, first you have balanced the benefit and the risk, and with the risk there are some certain harms. I cannot give you many
असं बोलतो म्हणजे
examples.
खरंच बोलतो त्याला काय कधी बोलायचं असतं ते
Please see somebody has, I think Hemanga Mitha, who is somebody is opened his mic. Okay, okay, now when I say this, uh, you can take harm, only one word I will say: the virus leak from the Wuhan lab. You can see what harm it can do. It gives autonomy and justice. So when you follow the ethics, you will automatically be autonomous, and you will provide justice, definitely, because ethics will help you to go and move in a direction which is expected from you. Friends, one of the ethics in research is participant risk of harm. It might require the release of confidential infection, and you have to be very careful when you are doing some research with a collaborative work, and some participants are there with you, so that their confidentiality should be maintained and they should not be harmed. Confidentiality is not only related to physical harm, but also harm when you are not able to transform the information in a proper manner. This is one of the very important aspects which researchers tend to forget when they move forward. So it's very tricky situation when you are doing research with the other participants who are with you in doing that collaborative research. Friends, many ethical norms in research, such as guidelines for authorship. Now, why these guidelines for authorship is given? Whenever there is a seminar, conference, or if you are targeting some journal, they will give guidelines for authorship. Who can be an author? These guidelines are in itself self-explanatory, that in what way you have to move when you are writing something for that particular journal, that particular ISBN book. You are contributing a chapter, you are contributing some aspect to the book, compendium, anyway, in whatever way you are contributing. When you are contributing, you should follow the guidelines which are given for the authorship. And if these guidelines are followed for the authorship, then automatically you will move in a ethical manner and success will be yours. Friends, one more aspect I would like to highlight on this occasion. You must have seen copyright. It is also a part of ethics. I have seen you must have read or come across the book You Can Win by Shiv Khera. And of course, it's a copyright. You cannot copy it. And it's a material which, if you want to copy, if you want to publish, if you want to print, you have to take the permission from the author who has penned down it. So, what you have to do is you have to take the proper permission. And if you are mentioning a line or two or a paragraph, then you have to follow the guidelines which are given in the Copyright Act. You have to mention from where you have taken it. And most of the time, what happens? Our researchers, they pick up the material. It is not wrong. You can take from anywhere, like from the textbook, reference book. You can take from MPhil dissertation. You can take from PhD thesis. You can take from articles in newspapers and magazines. You can take the material from research papers. You are allowed. But then you have to give proper references at that time wherever you are including those things. If you do that, then you are focused and you are following the ethical norms. Otherwise, most of the time, what happens? You copy from a thesis, and that person who has taken from some book or some article or from some magazine, he deliberately omits it, or he forgets to omit it, and he mentions in bibliography, or he does a superscripting and he has given it in the footer, the names of the authors, and you can say the details of from where he has taken. So that has to be kept in mind. And our researchers, when they find this material easily, they do not concentrate on mentioning from where they have taken. So this is just a violation of the Copyright Act, and it is highly unethical. Not to mention, what it shows that you are publishing a information or a material of others in your name, and it is purely nothing but a cheating. So how can this be avoided? Copyright norms are to be followed in an ethical way. And whenever you mention, like your coordinator, Dr. Vaibhav, he is there. So if you mention in between the lines in bracket Dr. Vaibhav 2023, then you can mention it in the references and bibliography suitably because the details from where you have taken this. But if you fail to mention, then what it is? It is purely cheating. That is why I tell you that whenever you are taking some things from somewhere, you have to follow the Copyright Act. In fact, some material is patented, and you have to be very careful if you are mentioning those information which is patented, and the patenting policies you have to follow. If you are, if at all you are taking it in your research work, sometimes data sharing policies are given when you proceed in your research. And when these data sharing policies are mentioned, is definite way how the researcher will proceed. If it is given, then you should follow that norms only. Otherwise, you are violating the code of ethics. That is why uh, when it comes to data sharing policies, when it comes to guidelines, when it comes to patenting, when it's come to Copyright Act, confidentiality rules in peer reviews are to be mentioned. Whenever you undertake peer review, you have to mention, or you have to follow the rules of confidentiality. You cannot leak the material which has come to you for peer review. And most of the time, we find that the reviewers, they do not share, they are mentioning the confidentiality. But then sometimes if the researcher is getting access to that material, he or she may forget, but it should not be. It should, researcher should mention, maintain the confidentiality rules. And if you follow those confidentiality rules, I think the peer review will be focused. Friends, you should also keep in mind the intellectual property right. What is intellectual property right? The information which has come from one's intellect, or from one's, uh, you can say, who has penned down that intellectual information, and that is protected, that is patented, because you cannot copy it. If you follow those things, then there cannot be. One more word is frequently used whenever ethics in research is discussed, that is conflict of interest. Conflict of interest, this is a common word whenever you go for publishing. I don't know whether you people are undertaking publishing with all these certificates: conflict of interest, confidentiality, and a non-publication certificate. All these things you have to give. And why this conflict of interest is important? Because all researchers, they do not undertake individual research. Sometimes it is a group research. Sometimes it is a professional research. You are paid for that, doing that work. So you have to keep in mind the conflict of interest. One more thing, research which is funded by public money. This is again a very important aspect. The research which is funded by public money, or you can say the research which is undertaken by a group or people who are assigned to do that group, do that research work, they are answerable, accountable to public, and you cannot play with that information which you have collected, and you have collected which is funded by public money. So accountability part also should be kept in mind, and that is why these things, when you move further in your research domain, it will come. It will not come very easily. Why it will come in when you move further in your research domain? Because when you move in your research domain, you may work for a team, you may work for an organization, you may work for a certain firm who is secondary, because the project may be allotted to somebody else. The owner of the project or who are doing it, they may be a different team, but they sublet or outsource some of the work which has to be undertaken for that project work. That has to be done very meticulously. And if you are doing that with the funds which are allocated from public money, then you have to be very careful. Accountability and responsibility is at the peak, and you have to maintain it. Confidentiality, you have to maintain it. If you do that, then you are doing justice to the research work which you have undertaken. Friends, there are many other activities that the government does not define as misconduct, but which are still regarded as most researcher as unethical, because sometimes some researchers, they undertake research which may be out of the sync, sync, but that out of sync is not declared void and null, or it is not, in the eyes of law, misconduct. In the eyes of the government, it is not a misconduct. But then most researchers, when they undertake research, they tend to be unethical, and those unethical research work, you are not allowed to do that, because that may directly or indirectly harm, that may directly or indirectly uh, can be used in a negative way. The research can be used in a negative way. I can just give you an example: a biological weapon, a virus we have seen. So what is a biological weapon? It is to counter the enemy. You are using biological weapon, but then you are directly or indirectly harming the humanity, and that is not allowed. That is purely termed as unethical. So, but sometimes you must have seen in the past, there are many researches which has been done, and those researches, they were deliberately done to harm the people. And today, when we came to know that these are researchers which was promoted by the government, they are purely unethical, because the intention is to harm the humanity, human beings, animals. If it is directly or indirectly harming it, then it is termed as unethical. But the governments, they promote it. You do the work, so that we can say that we have, like today, people say we are a nuclear power. Yes, you are a nuclear power. Many countries are a nuclear power. But then some of the countries, they boast that we have biological weapons. So maybe they want to assert their position in the market. That is why they are doing that. They may be taking advantage of those things, that we are a certain level of power, and if you mess with us, then we will teach you the lesson. And these things are, we are seeing throughout the world in different forms, and we are witnessing it. But I will not go into that detail and give you a case study. But then this is purely highly unethical. There are some things sometimes referred to as other deviations from acceptable research practices. Other deviations means those things which are not to be probed, those things which are not to be accessed, those things which are not to be explored. All these things which can be termed as other deviations, they are not acceptable as ethical practices in research. And if we do that, then I think we are violating the ethical practices which has been formulated and designed. Friends, uh, in the research endeavor which you will encounter, I will not go on a very high level, but then I will focus on ethics in research, especially academic research, which you people are pursuing. Because I should speak according to the requirement of the stakeholders, that is, you people who are uh, doing this coursework, pre-PhD coursework. So you should know what things are included in that. So publishing, if you undertake publishing of a paper related to your research work, now what you do is you publish the same paper in two different journals without telling the editors or editors of those journals. And to both of them, you say that this, you are publishing it for the first time. But this is nothing but cheating. This is nothing but unethical practice. Because if that editor comes to know or is in touch, or if your research work is published earlier and he reviews that, and if he tries to find out whether the same material has been used for my paper also, publishing in my journal, if he happens to access it and he comes to know, then you will find that the similarity in the research papers can be found out. But if not, if that editor is not very computer savvy and it is not paying attention towards review of, with the name of that particular author, then the same paper can be published in two different journals. It is up to you whether to adopt the ethical practices or whether to undertake such type of publication or not. If you maintain that standard of publishing, then you will never do, or you will never publish the same paper in two different journals without telling the editors. If you tell the editors that I have already published this, and some of the material has been taken from my previous research work, which is related to this topic, and some contents which I have already published, I have also included in this research paper. So the editors, they come to know and they take precautions whether the proper references are mentioned in the research paper or not. And it is always good. Why it is always good? Because those material which is being published, if it is referenced, then it will bring more credibility. It will not be called as cheating. It will not be called as you can say uh, breaking the rules of copyright act or patenting patented material. You, it will not be there. Such things will not come. and automatically there will not be any conflict of interest. So friends, you have to be very careful when you are publishing a chapter, publishing some excerpts, publishing the research paper, two identical things published simultaneously in two different you can say proceedings and journals. You should avoid it. It is unethical. If you are not informing a collaborator of your intent to file a patent in order to show you are the sole inventor, this is also unethical. Many times what happen, two people they undertake research, and one who is the principal investigator, he or she never mentions the name of the co-investigator. The information which you have taken out or which you have researched, that information you mentioned it as you are the solo researcher, and this is something which is not allowed, and it is also counted in unethical manner, or it is counted as a part of unethical research, because you are avoiding the collaborator, that is the co-investigator. There may be two co-investigators, you may be principal investigator, but the co-investigators are also not very you can say weak people who are only assisting you physically. No, they may be intelligent, they may contribute to a development of certain thing, certain formula, development of certain machine, development of certain design, development of certain process, development of certain system. You don't know, and if you avoid it, then without informing the co-investigators, the collaborators, whenever you file a patent, that is unethical. You cannot do it solely. If you are alone, no problem. You have a right. Many times in academic research, what happens? The guides, they say that include my name. Of course, he guides you, she guides you. But researchers, they think that they have done it solo. They have done it alone, without the help of the guide, without the help of the contribution from the guide. I have done it. So when I have done it on my own, I will not share the name in patent. But then you have to be very careful. Sometimes you are making such type of an agreement with the research guide, and if you violate those agreements, that information of agreement, that may reach the patent office, and your patent may be stopped. So keep in mind that if the co-investigators are passive, not very active while contributing, it's okay, no problem. You have a right to go it solo. You can go alone. But if it not, then it is always ethical to mention the names, and do not avoid the co-investigator, or sometimes which is called as collaborator. Friends, one more thing you should keep in mind, including the name of your colleague as author in paper. It is up to you. 10 times before including the name, you should keep in mind whether to include or not. What happens if you are developing that research paper, developing that information which is crucial, which is a of a level of high research, which can be patented, then you should think 10 times whether to include the name of the co-investigator or research guide. You have to be very careful. Your colleague, the name, when you include it, you are responsible for that. But if you think that in the long way, in the long run, this may be a problem for you, then you can very well drop that name. And unnecessarily, you should not invite problems, because whenever that thing will be discussed, who was the investigator and who was the co-investigator, what was the position, and how they have completed this research, what was the modus operandi, and what they have uh, planned to do, that will be studied by the people who are evaluating, who are assessing. Without that, they will not give you a green signal to go ahead. They will not give you funding. They will they will not accept your work as a genuine work. All these things, they come across when you are undertaking research. Friends, not only it is unethical, but you should keep in mind, whenever you include the name of the author of as a colleague, if you include the name. Many times what happen, researchers, when they are doing undertaking confidential research work, they discuss this confidential research work with their friends. Or if you are reviewing a paper, you mention it to your friends, the theme, the concept, the development of that research paper. This is very highly unethical. Why? Because what happens, if your friend is an intelligent person, any clue relating to the designing of the paper, arranging of information, developing of a model, sequential model, developing of a formula, this can be very tricky. And if you discuss with a friend and the friend is an intelligent person, that friend will immediately take the hint and develop it. And it is nothing but a breach. Breach means you have broken the confidential data to your friend. And this confidential data which you have transformed, leaked, is highly unethical. That is why you are not allowed to undertake such type of thing when you are doing or sharing confidential information, when you are reviewing certain project, certain research paper, certain patented material. You should be very careful. Friends, using data or ideas or methods you learn about while reviewing or doing the work, or the grant of you can say uh, papers without permission. So that is highly unethical. It looks very easy that I'm just only discussing the thing. No, it requires lot of thinking. It requires lot of thinking. Why? How? I can give you a very good example. If somebody from Aurangabad, that is the from this university, is getting a call that tomorrow you have to be present in the secretariat in Mumbai, and you should attend the meeting at 10 o'clock in the secretariat. The ministers and other top level officials will be there. You have to attend that meeting. Oh my God, I have to be there tomorrow. And today evening I received a message. How can I go to Mumbai? I will explore. I have a flight, I have a train, I have a bus, that is state transport bus. I have a luxury bus. I have a private luxury bus. I have a semi luxury bus. I have taxis. I have my own car. And there are certain means, other means with which I can reach Mumbai and I can attend the meeting at 10 o'clock. But then what you do, you are you are selecting the best one. The best one is if you look on the paper, is the flight, the morning flight. 6 o'clock you start, 6:30, 6:45 you are in Mumbai from Aurangabad. And you can reach the meeting site after breakfast at 9 o'clock or 9:30, half an hour before time of the meeting, which you have to attend it with a high level of people attending it. But there are chances, 100% chances, that the flight may be very tricky due to bad weather, due to storm, due to XYZ reason, due to congestion in Delhi, due to congestion in Mumbai. The flight which is coming to Aurangabad is already delayed by 1 hour, and it can be delayed further also. So when it takes back to you, when it takes you back to Mumbai, you reach Mumbai before 10 o'clock. But then when you reach the secretariat, you find that you are late by 10-15 minutes. So the objective is killed. You are not following the rules and regulations. So what do you do? The best option, that is the flight, is not reliable. Then you explore the state transport. You don't know where you will be bogged down. If it breaks, then they will not give you a guarantee that they will take you in time to Mumbai. They say 1 hour, 2 hour here and there, and you have to be very careful. Those 1 hour, 2 hour can again deprive you of attending the meeting. So in this case, what you will do, you will choose the best option and you find pinpoint that in any case, if anything happens, train will be the last resort, which once it is scheduled, when it is starts, it will reach Mumbai and will reach in time also, despite any uh, problems, obstacles which are undertaking while reaching Mumbai. So friends, whenever you learn about something, you do not share any idea, you do not share any method or the data which is you come across doing the work, or you come across while you are reviewing. That is why this type of information is very crucial. Using inappropriate statistical technique in order to enhance the significance of your research. These days, these things are happening, and it may be new to you. Why it is new to you? Because sometimes, in order to show that the errors are at the lower ebb, to show that the information which has been processed is highly efficient, and the chances of error is minimal. In such cases, researchers, they try to adopt unethical practices, and they use inappropriate statistical techniques to get the precise result. Friends, I can give you one very good example. You see, many pathology labs, they are sometimes playing with the sentiments of the people. And what they will do, they will randomly do the checking. And if they find that the second step and the third step, it will again take time and this and that, they skip it. And with that primary report only, they prepare the final report and they give it to you. But then that preliminary report is not required. Final report is required, and all the three stages of investigation it has to pass through, and then only that result will be credible. Otherwise, it will have error when it is applied to that particular patient. But then they are least concerned sometimes, and they take liberty that and they take what you call many times when they get a file where they find that the average is good, the patient is keeping good, they go with the average and mention the figures there. We have seen those cheating which is done by the pathological labs. There are many areas in academic research where such type of practices are being followed. Bypassing the peer review, you can say bypassing the peer review process and announcing your results through a press conference without going or without giving the peers adequate information to review the work. Uh, and this is primarily done in science. They want to inform so that they want to inform early or the first in order to show that we are the pioneers. We have developed this information. We have done this research to show only those for that particular matter. They announce their results in a press conference, and it is unethical if you do not get sufficient time so that those people who are reviewing the work they should have sufficient information related to that particular theme. If they do not have, then it is highly unethical. Friends, conducting a review of literature that fails to acknowledge the contribution of other people in the field, as I have told you few minutes back, when you undertake the review of literature and if you fail to acknowledge the previous work which has been done by the people in this field, in this particular field, that is the previous work, old work, and the latest one, if you are failing to inscribe in your research thesis or academic research work, if you fail to acknowledge it, then it is nothing but it is cheating. And that has to be taken proper care. It has to be taken proper care whenever you are mentioning. And it is always credible if you come from old to latest. Certain chronology is also mentioned. Certain step-by-step evaluation is also mentioned. And from old to latest will show you the gaps, will show you, depict the variables which has been used from time to time and how these variables are changing over a period of time. And when these variables are changing over a period of time, this shows that the changes which has occurred in that particular area that can be seen from the chronology, from the systematic evolution you can find out. And it is most of the time it has been seen when you undertake the research work or when you undertake the research work in a chronology. And if you come from the old to the latest one, you find that how these things have taken place. I can give you a very good example. See, there were, you can say, petrol cars, and with petrol, over a period of time, diesel came, then CNG came, LPG, CNG, and now electric cars are coming. And the recent breakthrough, which has been done by Toyota, they say ignition will be done and the rest will be, the car will be running on water. What a technology, what a breakthrough. This is nothing but a genuine research which has been undertaken. And this genuine research which has been undertaken will show how this evolution has taken place. And this is the power of review of literature. When you do the review means look again, you look at the old one and how the latest has come, up to where the latest has come. That can be your future topic also. That can also give you a gap, maybe in the latest research work. You may find a gap, and that gap is enough for you to develop some new theme, new aspect, new process, new product, new way of preparing or manufacturing a product. Anything can come out. You need to look from that particular angle, and you will find that the review of literature that fails to acknowledge the contribution of other people, that is the old to the latest one, then that research work is lacking something. We should not do that. It is indirectly an unethical practice. Giving same research project to two graduate students in order to see who can do it fast. A teacher, instructor giving same topic to two people only to see that who will do the fastest. Of course, that fastest has its own advantages and disadvantages. Why it has its own advantages and disadvantages, those fastest? Because most of the time we have seen and we are witnessing that the cat race is on, and instructors, teachers, team leaders, they are also in a hurry to do the work. And when they are in the hurry, they can play such tricks, they can play such mischief, because two graduate students, if they are working in one domain, on one topic, in one area, and the instructor or a teacher or a professor or a team leader just want to see who does it fastest, this is highly unethical and it is not allowed. Failing to maintain the research data for a reasonable period of time, many times the patented material, that is not kept by the researcher for a long time. The researcher will share, and that information, which is in the form of the data, that research data is not protected for a reasonable time. Otherwise, it would have been useful to the other researchers to take lead and move forward in that particular area or a domain. So, this again, you have to be very careful when you undertake research. Maintain the research data. and maintaining it will always help somebody in future or near future. Making significant deviations from the research protocol which is approved by your institution. Significant deviation means, I can give you a very good example. See, in the social science research, sometimes those research are very big in social sciences, in subject of public administration, sociology, political science, economics, even in commerce. The topics are so big that the research protocol demands that the research should be undertaken in pieces, in stages, in bits, and in different, you can say, areas. And at one time, all these research work starts and then it is compiled, combined, and the results are declared. But in this type of research, where research protocol is approved by your institution, you should follow only that research protocol which is approved, assigned by your institution. If you do not follow that particular research protocol, then I think that there is some lacuna, there is some problem, there is some type of deviation. I will not directly call in a very harsh way cheating, but then I will mention it, making significant deviations from the protocol which you are expected to follow. If you do not follow those protocols, then you are deviating from that. That is why you will find that doctors, on the site engineers, technicians, very sensitive researchers, those who are working in the lab, all these people, they have to be very particular. Particular in what? Making or seeing that they do not deviate from the protocol which has been given by the institution. You may ask a question, sir, what is the protocol? Protocol is nothing but the do's and don'ts or the flow chart which has been given to you. What is that flow chart? Suppose the president of India is visiting the university campus. There are certain do's and don'ts. Wherever there will be a stage, what will be the configuration, how the president will arrive, how much time the program will run, what others have to do, what type of protocol they have to follow. Agencies in service of the president of India, they have to follow certain protocol. All these things are predefined, well defined, and well defined in advance. And when it is given to the implementing agencies, it is expected that you follow that. And if you do not follow, then it becomes highly unethical. Sabotaging one's work. Sabotaging means making a breach in one's work and making it with an intention that he or she should not be successful, he or she do not get the credit, he or she do not become famous. All these things are kept in mind, and because of that, they are they are compelled to follow the research protocol which has been approved by your institution, failing which you will be considered as breaking the protocol, which that is the instructions which has been given by the parent institution for which you are working. And you see, if this is not followed, then you have to quit it. जैसे हमने आर्मी में देखा, कुछ कॉन्फिडेंशियल वर्क किसी को दिया गया and they do not perform in time, or they are misleading, lethargy, then not only they are kicked out, but the information which they must have gathered, that is processed, and accordingly a you can say an action will be taken. And if it is found that the information which these people have, which already have, before completing that project, they will try to implement it so that the security of the country is not at the stake. And this is something which is related to sabotaging one's work. If you sabotage the plans, if you sabotage the work, if you sabotage the system with which the work has been done, then it is indirectly nothing means you are adopting unethical practices while sabotaging the work. One more thing you should keep in mind, uh, as far as rigging an experiment, you know how it will turn out. Rigging, which is done in the experiment, and experiments are a time bound affair, time bound process, time bound system, time bound step by step work which you have to follow. And if you deviate from that, then you are nothing doing nothing but you are rigging an experiment, and you are what you call indirectly hampering the progress of the work. Vaibhav sir,
Yes, sir. We will take a break. I was waiting for it.
I could hear some voices, and
Okay, okay. I will mute them.
okay, we'll take a break. One announcement I would like to make.
Yes.
Okay, I will talk to you in break. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. We will take 10 minutes break. After that, sir will appear again into the classroom for next 1 hour. Sir, please off your camera. So this is a 10 minutes break. After 10 minutes, sir will appear into the classroom again. Till that, I would like to inform you that I have got assignment paper which is related with your first paper that I will put into your pre-PhD group, and you will see the distribution of marks, how the 100 marks has been has divided into the your assignments. So please take care of it, and I'm just putting that within 10 to 15 seconds on your pre-PhD group. So I'm continuously requesting you that please join the today's session because it is very important, and with that you will get your assignment. Sir will be brief me into the break that about tomorrow's lecture also, that would be also related with your pre-PhD course, and then I will inform you. So I am putting the assignment into the your pre-PhD group, so everyone please look at it. It is very important. If I am audible, then response me please. Your mics are open.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Okay. So I am putting the assignments onto the our WhatsApp group. Please look at it. I have put one information on the pre-PhD group. So everyone, please note down that information because of that. Because you have to be work after your this coursework, you have to work on it, and mark distribution is into that, and according to that mark distribution, you have to be perform. Otherwise, if you don't submit the assignment and all that things, and even your online exam, so you might be fail into the coursework. So please do note of it. If you have any questions, then you can ask. The information is put it on to our WhatsApp. Yes, you can ask. Your mic is open. Purnima, madam, you can ask. Yes, Purnima, madam. Any problem?
हॅलो
हा, बोला ना.
सर
आवाज येतोय. हा.
असाइनमेंट सबमिट करायला किती दिवस म्हणजे असं देणार आहे?
हे 8 तारखेच्या नंतर तुमचे पेपर झाल्यानंतर म्हणजे बहुतेक 13 तारखेपर्यंत वेळ असेल मॅम.
ओके 8 ते
तुम्हाला
13.
काय करायचं आहे की जे आता तुमचा विषय काय आहे?
इंग्लिश सर, आपला इंग्लिश.
हा इंग्लिश. तर इंग्लिश मध्ये आता किती जणांनी लेक्चर घे ते प्रशांत मंदीकर सरांनी दिलं, वाडेकर
हो.
मॅडम दिलं, अजून बेंद्रे सरांनी दिलं, आणि एक आपलं 8 तारखेला अजून एक लेक्चर आहे मिर्झा बेग सरांचं. तर यांनी तुम्हाला त्याच्यावर प्रश्न देण्यात येतील लेक्चर वरती की यांनी कुठल्या कुठल्या मुद्द्यांवर काय काय बोलले, तर ते तुम्हाला असाइनमेंट मध्ये सबमिट करायचं.
ओके ओके सर.
तर मी आता सध्या मार्क डिस्ट्रीब्युशन तुम्हाला दिलेलं आहे.
हा, मी बघितलं सर आता.
हा, तर त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला जे 5 मार्काला 6 असाइनमेंट आहेत, तर जे तुमचे 6 एक्सपर्ट तुम्हाला गायडन्स करून गेले कुठल्या कुठल्या मुद्द्यांवर, ते मुद्दे तुम्हाला देण्यात येतील. तुम्ही प्रत्येक विषयाच्या जे मार्गदर्शन करून गेले त्यांचे प्रश्न काढून देण्यात येईल. त्यांना तुम्हाला ते क्वेश्चन्स अटेंड करायचे. म्हणजे मराठीमध्ये वंदना महाजन होते, अनिल सपकाळ होते, हेमंत खडके होते. तर यांनी काय काय सांगितलं ते तुम्ही तुमच्या असाइनमेंट मध्ये नोंदवायचे. प्रश्न देण्यात येतील तुम्हाला त्याच्यात.
ओके सर. ओके. मला मला असं वाटलं की आपल्या रिसर्च जे टायटल आहे त्यावरती अनुषंगाने लिहायचं
नाही
की.
नाही, मग आम्ही कसं समजायचं की तुम्ही अटेंड केले सेशन वगैरे?
हो
कारण
हो.
तेच करतोय लोकांना, तरी लोक जॉईन होत नाही आहेत. आणि
हा सर.
हा, तर मग आता तुम्हाला प्रॉपर लेक्चर केले असतील तरच उत्तर देता येतील ना.
हो हो, करेक्ट सर, करेक्ट.
बोला विशाल.
थँक्यू सर.
हो, विशाल तिडके बोला. विशाल सर बोला. Ibrahim, yes, you can ask the question.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you can.
I hope you answer the student question in English because we don't understand anything in other language.
No, you have to submit regarding your language only. There would be 6 lectures for 6 people come for guiding you into the class. So you have to get the questions related and regarding to their guidance. And you have to write down only about the English, not for other languages.
I see. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
So 6 people were guided you into this particular pre-PhD course.
Okay. Thank you,
So
sir.
and I have provided links also onto the group. So if you miss any lecture, you can go and attend the YouTube lecture also.
Okay. Thank you.
I have provided the links also of it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
हॅलो वैभव सर.
बोला मॅडम, बोला.
नमस्कार सर. सर, आता आम्ही पण अटेंड केलेले आहेत ना, तर मग आम्ही मराठी म्हणजे आम्हाला काय ऑप्शन आहे का? आम्ही मराठीमध्ये वगैरे लिहू शकतो का, की म्हणजे आमचं पाली भाषेमध्येच लिहायला पाहिजे फर्स्ट पेपर? हॅलो वैभव सर. वैभव सर. हॅलो हॅलो वैभव सर. हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो.
मॅडम मे बी सर डिस्कनेक्ट झालेत.
हा, मग इथे आपण सगळे काही लोक मराठीचे लोक आहोत ना, तर मराठीमध्ये आपण लिहायचंय काय ते सरांना विचारा ना. इंग्लिशवाल्यांसाठी सरांनी सांगितलं की इंग्लिशमध्ये लिहा म्हणून. मग आपण पाली आणि अदर विषयाचे लोक जे आहोत, तर कुठल्या लँग्वेज मध्ये लिहिलं पाहिजे?
आता हे तुमचे जे 6 तुम्हाला मार्गदर्शक तुमचा विषय काय मॅडम?
पाली आणि बुद्धिझम सर.
पाली आणि बुद्धिझम तुम्ही मराठीतच लिहा ना. तुम्हाला रिसर्च बद्दल मराठीच्या लोकांनी काय गाईड केलं ते तुम्ही तुम्हाला देण्यात येतील. ते तुम्ही म्हणजे आता वंदना महाजन होत्या, अनिल सपकाळ होते, हेमंत खडके होते, आणि आपले ते बडवे सर होते.
बडवे सर वगैरे. हो,
4 जणांनी तुम्हाला मराठीत गायडन्स केलं रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजी बद्दल.
येस येस येस.
तुम्हाला त्याच्यावर प्रश्न देण्यात येतील, मग तुम्ही ते प्रश्न लिहून काढायचे रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजी.
अच्छा, आणि किती किती प्रश्न म्हणजे किती पेजेस वगैरे व्हायला पाहिजे असं काही आहे का लिमिटेशन्स?
नाही, लिमिटेशनचा प्रश्न नाही, पण तुम्हाला जे अंडरस्टूड झालं की आता रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजी बद्दल त्यांनी काय दिलं, जे प्रश्न तुम्हाला त्याच्यात येते ते तुम्हाला लिहून काढावं लागतील.
ठीक आहे. म्हणजे किती 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 असाइनमेंट आहे सर, 1 की 2?
ते मी त्याच्यामध्ये लिहिले ना मॅडम, किती आहे 6 लेक्चरच्या 6 असाइनमेंट.
ओके, 6 लेक्चरच्या 6 असाइनमेंट. ठीक आहे, ठीक आहे.
5 प्रत्येक याला 5 मार्क, 6 पंचे 30 म्हणजे 30 मार्काचे असाइनमेंट.
ठीक आहे, चालेल सर.
हा, आणि प्रत्येकाने कृपया एकमेकांचं असं करू नका, स्वतःची वेगळी भाषा ठेवा, कारण शेवटी तुम्ही PhD करताय आणि तुम्ही लिखाणाचं काम
येस,
एकमेकांचं
बरोबर.
केलं तर ते आम्हाला लगेच कळेल बरं का.
नाही नाही, बरोबर, अगदी तुमचं बरोबर म्हणणं.
या बाबतीत मेहनत घ्या आणि काळजी घ्या, नाहीतर
येस
काय होतं की ते सगळं म्हणजे
सर
जाईल. हा बोला पवार सर.
सर क्वेश्चन कधी देणार आहात?
क्वेश्चन आज काढतील सर, आज काढतो मी क्वेश्चन, कारण माझ्याकडे आज मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आलं, मी मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्युशन तुम्हाला टाकलं. क्वेश्चन्स मी आज काढ, तुमचा
हा
विषय
इंग्लिशच आहे.
हा, तर तुम्ही इंग्लिश मध्ये लिहायचे. इंग्लिशचे जे 6 मार्गदर्शक आपल्याला
येस येस आय एम.
गाईड करून गेले त्याचे
हा
तुम्हाला points देण्यात येतील, त्याच्यावर तुम्ही हे करा. PPT पण प्रोव्हाइड केलेले आहेत त्यांनी, ज्या आपल्या ह्याच्यामध्ये टाकले, तर ते तुम्हाला पॉइंट्स देण्यात येतील. 6 जणांची 6, त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला इंग्लिश मध्ये ते सबमिट केली, ज्याची त्याची जी लँग्वेज आहे त्यांनी ती करायची आहे. आणि पाली आणि दुसरे पाली जर विषयाचे असतील तर त्यांनी मराठीच्याच रिसर्च मेथोडॉलॉजीचे जे मार्गदर्शक आपल्याला येऊन गेले त्यांनी काय सांगितलं त्याच्यावर तुम्ही लिहायचं.
हा.
कोणाला काही प्रश्न आहे का? सर अजून वर्गात आलेले नाहीत, तर ही विल बी अपिअरिंग टू द क्लास विदिन अ मंथ. टिल दॅट यू आय विल टेक युअर क्वेश्चन.
इंग्लिशच्या
राहुल सर बोला, काय म्हणताय?
तर आमचं हिंदी विषयाचा हिंदीमध्ये लिहायचं का मी असाइनमेंट?
हिंदीचे जे 6 लोक आपल्याला
परत
गाईड
एकदा आपलं पाहून घेतलं
दिवशी सुशील कुमार
आणि
सर
मग
हे करून गेले होते आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन, तर त्याच्या नोट्स मी
हा.
ग्रुप.
इंग्लिशच्या
तुमचा आवाज येत नाही सर, तुमचा आवाज येत नाही.
टाकलं
तर
होतं का
आवाज
तुम्ही
येणार
पुन्हा
नेटवर्क.
एकदा सर?
पवार सर तुमचा आवाज येत नाही.
हॅलो
हा बोला,
हॅलो
कोण बोला?
आवाज
राहुल सर बोला, तुमचा आवाज येतोय.
हा सर, ते म्हणलं हिंदीचं नाही का असाइनमेंट कशात लिहायचं?
हा,
हिंदीमधीच
हिंदी
ना?
assignment हिंदीत लिहायचे. 6 जण तुम्हाला जे गाईड करून गेले, त्या 6 जणांनी
हा.
काय सांगितलं मार्गदर्शन केलं, त्याचे पॉइंट देण्यात येईल, तुम्ही ते इलॅबरेट करायचे हिंदीमध्ये. आणि पहिलं जे लेक्चर झालं होतं आपलं सुशील कुमार सरांचं हिंदीमध्ये, त्याचे
हा
नोट्स
हा,
हिंदी तिन्ही ग्रुपवर टाकलेले आहेत, तुम्ही जाऊन चेक करा.
ठीक आहे सर.
हा, म्हणजे तुम्हाला त्याच्यातूनच ते सगळं विचारण्यात येईल, तुम्ही ते असाइनमेंट म्हणून सबमिट करायचं.
ठीक आहे सर.
हम्म. अजून कोणाला काय विचारतंय? जाधव, प्रतिभा जाधव, तुमचा माईक ओपन आहे, तुम्ही बोलू शकता. प्रतीक्षा, सर जोपर्यंत येत नाही तोपर्यंत तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारू शकता प्लीज. सोनाली मिश्रा, तुमचा माईक ओपन करून तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारू शकता. सोनाली मिश्रा.
सर दिस इज
हा बोला बोला. पूर्णिमा मॅडम विचारा. यू हॅव रेज युअर हँड.
Sir, same as for the computer knowledge, that links will be also provided by you.
Yes, that has been provided onto the group, all links. So I
All
will
links will be provided, no?
I will take the questions from Namrata madam and will give you for the assignments. You should have to
Okay.
start down on it, or whatever the information you have to provide us, you should have to go through that. I have only given you the mark distribution right now. Afterwards,
Okay.
the what content you should have to give us for assignment, that I will take. That would,
How much time we will get for the assignment? Like 2-3 days will be there or not?
I think it would be till 14, because 30 is the election into this region. So
Yeah.
then we will collect that.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Jyoti madam, you can ask the question.
हा सर. सर आपलं कोर्स ड्युरेशन काय आहे सर नेमकं?
काय
म्हणजे फर्स्ट पेपरसाठी आणि सेकंड पेपरसाठी कोर्स वर्क ड्युरेशन किती आहे सर आपलं नेमकं?
आता हे तुमचं 8 तारखेला संपतंय. 8 तारखेला शेवटचं लेक्चर आहे तुमचं, त्याच्यानंतर असाइनमेंट. मॅडम तुमचा माईक बंद झाला.
हॅलो सर.
हा तुमचा माईक
हॅलो सर.
तुमचा माईक बंद
पेपर
झाला.
सेकंड साठी पण सेमच.
ऐका मी काय म्हणतोय, 8 तारखेला तुमचं शेवटचं सेशन आहे ऑनलाईन. त्याच्यानंतर असाइनमेंट देण्यात येतील, ज्या जवळजवळ 15 तारखेपर्यंत तुम्ही सबमिट करायचं आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुमचा ऑनलाईन रिझल्टचा पेपर बाजूवर 20 मार्कासाठी तो त्याच्यात तुम्ही पास होणं अत्यंत अनिवार्य आहे. तर
अच्छा,
तुमचं
दोन्ही पेपरचं 8 तारखेपासून स्टार्ट होईल का?
दोन्ही नाही पेपर दुसऱ्या पेपर बद्दल मला माहिती नाही. तुमचे कन्सर्न टीचर तुम्हाला माहिती देतील. ह्या पेपर बद्दल फर्स्ट पेपर बद्दल मी तुम्हाला सांगू शकतो.
ओके.
तुमचा विषय काय आहे? Roll number 13, you can open your mic and ask the question. Priya Jadhav. Priya Jadhav. Priya Jadhav, you can ask the question. Your mic is open.
हॅलो. थँक्यू सर. मी काय म्हणत होती, असाइनमेंट ज्या तयार करायच्या आहेत आपल्याला, तर त्या विषयाच्या संदर्भाने तयार करायच्या की प्रत्येकाला सेमच विषय आहे?
नाही तुमचा विषय काय आहे? मराठी हिंदी इंग्लिश? मराठी हिंदी इंग्लिश काय आहे तुमचं?
नाही, मराठी आहे माझा.
हा, मराठीचे जे मार्गदर्शक येऊन तुम्हाला मार्गदर्शन करून गेले, त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला प्रश्न देण्यात येतील जे तुम्ही लिहून सबमिट करायचे.
ओके. आणि जे लिटरेचरच्या संदर्भाने पहिलं प्रॅक्टिकल तुम्ही दिलेलं आहे हे
मराठीचे किती मार्गदर्शक येऊन गेले मॅडम?
आतापर्यंत 4 येऊन गेले सर.
4 नीट मोजा, 5 असतील. 6 जण. हा,
पहिलं लेक्चर तौर सरांचं
झालं. हा, नंतर महाजन होत्या, नंतर हेमंत खडके होते, नंतर बडवे होते
सर होते
आणि 6वं लेक्चर तुम्हाला राम काळुखे सर म्हणून आहेत, ते देणार आहेत. तर ह्या 6 जणांनी त्यांच्या मार्गदर्शनात काय काय नोंदवलं त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला प्रश्न देण्यात येतील, जे तुम्ही आम्हाला लिहून सबमिट करायचे. मग तुम्ही वेदर यू हॅव टू सबमिटेड इन टू द वर्ड फॉर्मॅट आणि ते तुम्हाला जे पॉइंट देण्यात येतील त्याच्यावर तुम्ही इलॅबोरेट करून मग ते आम्हाला सबमिट करायचे.
बरं. हे झालं लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यूच्या प्रॅक्टिकलच्या बाबतीत. आता हे दुसरं नंबरचं जे 30 मार्काचं हे आहे मेथड क्वांटिटिव्ह मेथड काहीतरी हे आहे, तर त्याच्यात काय प्रॅक्टिकल राहणार सर? 6 असाइनमेंट आहेत त्या.
मग त्या 6 असाइनमेंट तुमच्या ह्याच आहेत क्वालिटेटिव्ह मेथडच्या. हे तुम्हाला आन्सर द्यायचे. वरती अजून एक 30 मार्काचं जे दिलेलं आहे त्याच्या खाली दिलेलं आहे 5 मार्काला 4 असाइनमेंट आहेत त्याच्यावर 5 मार्काचं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन काय आहे ते दिलेलं आहे.
सर सॉरी, पण मी एकदा डबल विचारू का? मला लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यूच्या बाबतीत जे प्रॅक्टिकल आहे 30 मार्काचं, ते मला कळालं नाही की ते नेमकं त्या प्रॅक्टिकल मध्ये करायचं काय.
थांबा मी पाहतो तुम्हाला सांग. Research scholar has to submit the literature review of his research topic at coursework in standard research paper format. तुमच्या रिसर्च बद्दल तुम्हाला त्याच्यामध्ये लिहायचं आहे.
ओके.
ते 6 असाइनमेंट वरच्या. आणि दुसरं जे आहे, रिसर्च स्कॉलर विल प्रोव्हाइड द 4 असाइनमेंट ही शी हॅज टू कम्प्लीट अँड सबमिट इट टू द coordinator each assignment for 5 marks. हे तुम्ही जे कम्प्युटर असाइनमेंटचं क्वालिटेटिव्ह मेथडचं आहे की ते तुम्हाला तुमचे एक्सपर्ट काय सांगून गेले ते आणि लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू रिसर्च स्कॉलर हॅज टू सबमिट लिटररी रिव्ह्यू ऑफ हिज रिसर्च टॉपिक. स्वतःच्या रिसर्च टॉपिक वर रिव्ह्यू सबमिट करायचे मॅडम.
रिव्ह्यू बरं 30 मार्कासाठी आहे तो रिव्ह्यू, तर तो जनरली किती पेजेस पर्यंत असला पाहिजेत किंवा त्याची शब्द मर्यादा काय असली पाहिजे?
शब्द मर्यादा वगैरे काही नाही, तुम्ही रिव्ह्यू सबमिट करा फक्त. तुम्हाला जे किती 4 रिव्ह्यू सांगितलेत है ना?
वैभव.
हाँ बोलो सर, आप आ गए क्या?
हाँ.
Okay. So sir is appeared into the class, so we will continue the session, and after that we will take, because sir will give us a time for discussions, and in that discussion time we will discuss all these things. So I Azhar sir that he will proceed his lecture again.
ठेव तुझं.
हो एक्झिक्युटिव्ह.
Please
Okay.
it is very yes, you can start.
जेवणच नाही करत तू?
Okay, friends, we were discussing the ethics in research, and we came to a point where uh, we discussed about sabotaging one's work. Means somebody has done some work and you try to collect the data from that and publish it earlier, or
Sir,
try to
sir, I
misuse the
have a
data.
small request. Sir, I have a small request. Sorry to disturb you. So they got just the assignment for them for this paper, and into that they have a literary review for their personal topic. So you have guided already onto it, but in this session you could have focus on it again. Then it would be helpful for them.
On literature review.
Literature slightly, because they have some problems about it.
Okay.
You already have discussed it, but if you
No, I am
discuss
coming
it
to
again,
that.
then it would be helpful for them.
How literature review there is a problem of ethics. I'm coming to that, and in that only I will tell them how to do the review. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay. Very much thank you.
Uh, just before the break, I was talking about sabotaging one's work. That is, there is most significant deviation from the research protocol which has been approved by your institution. Now, your institution may be a government institution, or your institution may be a professional institution, which can be a company which is undertaking different types of projects for their clients. And in pursuant of that projects which has been undertaken by your company, your institution, or you're undertaking a research which has been assigned to you by your institution. It may be an academic institution or it may be a professional institution. Both of them they follow, but you should remember that there is a definite research protocol which is approved. I can give you a very good example. If you look at the minor research project and major research project, there is a lot of difference between minor research project and major research project. Looking at the scope of research, sometimes you are given what you call a co-investigator or a research assistant for minor research also. But sometimes some minor research project have in inbuilt nature where the co-investigator or the research assistant is not required. You can go for a solo research. So in this case, what happens when you are undertaking the research, you have to move alone. So friends, I was also discussing a point, rigging an experiment, so you know how it will turn out. How it will turn out means, when we discussed just a minute. Making unauthorized copies of data, papers, or computer programs. Now, this is again a very unethical part. Whenever you are working in a group, whenever you are undertaking research work, see, I will give you a very good example. Whenever a new design of a machine is done, the researchers or the scientists, when they are in a lab, they are not allowed to take a piece of paper inside and piece of paper outside. They are not allowed to have a camera. They are not allowed to have any mobile or access to anything, so that the text or a drawing or any other material cannot be taken by these people when they are doing something in their lab. So this cannot be taken by them. Why this cannot be taken by them? The reason is that this is a breach of data if it is uh, the theft is there. If you take the diagram, see, patent is there for process, patent is there for a system which you are making. I can give you a very good example. Like if a tablet is made for heart, and that tablet is very much effective, and a patent is granted to that company for 5 years to recover the money they have invested, and they to earn a substantial profit from that particular research work which is patented in the form of that tablet. Now, when it is patented and people come to know about that, the other one cannot make it or cannot manufacture it the same material for next 5 years till that patent is over, patent time is over. But then if a person, if a company, another company devises a other mechanism or a process by which they are making a different type of a tablet or similar type of tablet, improved one or something like that, they are allowed only if it confirms that the earlier one who was granted a patent, the same process and same system, same machinery and same type of thing is not repeated. So it should not lead to duplication. It should not lead to breach of confidentiality. That is why the patent is granted only on the condition that it should be totally different, and then only that will be allowed. So making unauthorized copies of the data or the information in the written on the paper or computer programs, it is unethical and it is not allowed. So you should be very careful. Up till now we have a habit that we distribute the material or information which does not belong to us very freely. That should not be done by the researchers, especially. That can lead to breach of data and breach of protocol also. Friends, one more thing before I come to the part which has been suggested by the researchers. Deliberately overestimating the clinical significance or of research in order to obtain economic benefits, exposing the staff students to risk in laboratory. These actions are regarded as unethical by most scientists, and some might even be illegal in some cases. A very latest issue which is going on in the Supreme Court of India. All students of commerce, management, science, economics, and even tourism, and everybody, for their information, you can you have come across a case which is going on in the Supreme Court related to Patanjali. And this very big company, which has grown with leaps and bounds in the last 7 to 8 years, Patanjali, which is promoted by one of the very famous Baba, that has got itself into trouble. How it has got itself into trouble? See, what is also unethical? Deliberately overestimating the clinical significance. Like if you prepare some material which is based on some chemical reaction, or if you are prepared a product which is having a commercial value which can be sold, and if you enhance and show that this is that, actually those things are not present. But if they are present also in a very minuscule way, in a very small way, if it is present, and if you show it, exaggerating it, that is also unethical. And see, you will find that Patanjali has admitted to many things which they have done. They have shown the clinical significance in a very exaggerated manner. So that was unacceptable, and they have accepted in the Supreme Court that we will. They have paid some fine also, and they have also given affidavit that they will not do it in future. And this seems to be highly objectionable, so that will not be repeated again. So here, friends, the economic benefits which they are drawing by saying that it is purely Ayurvedic and this and that, that the claims, especially the claims which are in an exaggerated manner, is not at all accepted. And if it is done, then that is purely unethical way uh, to move forward. As I said, exposing staff, students to risk in laboratory, which I have given you an example of Wuhan lab, where there was a breach and a virus was leaked. And when the virus was leaked, that it brought so much trouble throughout the world. We have seen that. So these actions would be regarded as unethical by most scientists, and also some might even be illegal in some cases also. Now there is a big question mark on some of the labs across the world where there is a suspicious or there is a concern that these labs are producing those things which are unethical and not acceptable. So if these things are unethical and not acceptable and they are being produced, then you will find that those are the things which are unethical in practice. Friends, coming to a research plan where you knowingly and unknowingly get in it's yourself dragged into the unethical practices. Uh, and where I see in the first stage where you do mistakes of error of omission, and sometimes error of commission. Commission means deliberately you are doing mistake, and you are adopting the unethical way to complete the review of literature survey. So that cannot be acceptable. How it is done, I have told you that whenever you access a material, uh, taking something from I have given you an example that you have taken some material from Vaibhav Zakde sir's research work. So when you have taken something from the research work of Mr. Vaibhav, so what will happen? If you do not mention, then it can be termed as cheating. It can be termed as unethical. It can be termed as deliberate act of avoiding the inventor who has the information penned down in that particular article, in that particular chapter, in that particular research work, that is MPhil or PhD dissertation. So if this is avoided, then you fingers will be pointed towards you only, and you have done something wrong. One common mistake which I find among the researcher is that what they do when they pursue research, they tend to copy the review of literature in as it is from the other research work. So when you copy the research review of literature as it is from other research work, this means that you are not following the protocol, you are not following the rules and regulations which has been demarcated by the you can say the institution where you are undertaking research. Why? The reason is that it seems to be very easy. So when you copy the review of literature, this means that you have not accessed the previous reviews, previous work which has been done, and you have not accessed not only the previous work, but you have not accessed the latest work also, which is there, which is done in the market. So both the things you have not done. So when you don't know both the things, what you are missing? You are missing the dependent independent variables correlation. You are missing. You are missing the gap, and you are also missing the link, because how this has progressed, every work is different from the previous one, and how this is different from the previous one, that demarcation you will not be able to pen down. That is why there will be problems. So you have to be very careful when you do the literature review. Second, when you prepare the research propositions and hypothesis, that is the research objectives and hypothesis. See, here also there is a sense of duplication which we find commonly. See, referring, reviewing is allowed legally, and if the objectives and hypotheses are matching, it can match to an extent of 50%. Okay, no problem. Your dependent variable is same. But what is should change? Independent variables should change. So when independent variables is changing, then your work will be different. Now, if the dependent variable is changing, automatically what will happen? Excuse me. The work which was done with the dependent variable in the previous one, that will be different from the work which is done with the dependent variable today which you want to do. It will be totally different. For example, a study of stress management in university teachers of Dr. Bamu. So how much stress the university teachers are under, that study has been done for one university, that is Dr. Bamu University, Aurangabad. That is Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Now, this is the stress is the dependent variable, and the geographical area is Dr. Bamu Aurangabad. What you are doing, you are keeping the dependent variable stress same, and you are changing the geographical area from Dr. Bamu to Pune University, Pune. Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. So what has been replaced? Teachers of Bamu campus has been replaced with the teachers of Pune University. So this change is there. Automatically study will be different, because the working style, the scenario, the environment, and the culture is totally different in SPPU, that is Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune, from Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. It is totally different. And if you take the third one, that is Mumbai University and stress under the teachers of Mumbai University. Again, the geographical area will change, and the Mumbai environment is totally different from Pune and Aurangabad. You can also go for a comparative study. So now what is happening here is, whenever you are forming an objective, 50%, 60% objectives are same in both the objectives and hypothesis. But what necessarily changes is the 20 or 40% objectives which are related to that particular dependent variable only. That is stress and Dr. Bamu changing to stress and Savitri Bhai Phule, Pune University, Pune, and then the stress changing to Mumbai University, Mumbai. So like this, what will happen? Objectives 60% will be same because there are common variables. But then the 40% variables which are changing according to the local environment. And when we change the environment, many things will change, because sometimes the way of doing the work is also different. The processing is different. The steps are different. The methodology is different. And most of the time university is different from each other. So when they are different from each other, then we can very easily say that they are adopting tactics which are not similar, but they are different from each other. Friends, we have seen that the objectives and hypothesis, if it is copied, what will happen? 60% is same, I said, in the similar type of study. But 40% if does not change, then when you select the objectives and hypothesis only, there is an inbuilt error, because that is not the actual scenario for which you have undertaken the study. So here your one step will be wrong, or two step will be wrong, or you may incur error. And if the study is incurring error, if it is infected with error, then output will also be full of errors. That is why I say that whenever you go for literature survey, whenever you go for research propositions and hypothesis, you have to be very careful when you are taking lead from something. Some people say that, sir, whether it will be counted as cheating if we take as it is the objectives and as it is the hypothesis. My dear, uh, it will not be counted as cheating as long as you show that you have taken, you have been inspired and you have taken something from the research proposal, research plan of this thesis or this dissertation. As long as you mention it. But you should keep in mind, see, what is applicable in Mumbai is not applicable in Pune, and what is applicable in Pune is not applicable in Aurangabad. So the scenario, environment, way, culture, process, proceedings, all these things, they change. So your research plan should also change according to that, those points which are having some different aspects. A distinction in those points and factors are there, that should be different. Many people, when I see the research work, I find that they are drawing the objectives and hypothesis, one or two objectives or hypotheses which are vague, which do not commensurate with the actual research proposal which is to be undertaken. So what happens here? The error, whenever you prepare it, the error starts, and when there is an inbuilt error, then it cannot be said that it is a matter of reality. One more aspect I would like to highlight in this uh, situation is how unethical practices are uh, adopted, or knowingly and unknowingly we go for that unethical way of doing the work. See, at the third stage, First, where you have done the literature review, and you have pinpointed your objectives and hypothesis according to your requirement, not the studies which has been done previously, because they will not be accepted as it is, copy as it is, take as it is, which has been there. Your scenario, your setting, your work, your environment will be different. Okay. Now, coming further, when we undertake the secondary research, the data will be totally different, because objectives and hypotheses are different, and your geographical and dependent variable is changing. So what will change? Your you can say the questionnaire will change. If it is okay, first we will take secondary data. If it is the secondary data, as soon as you change the geographical area, your data will also change. So you have to instead of A, you have to take B, or instead of A or B, you have to take C and D. Automatically the data will change, and secondary data, when it changes, then you can do the analysis in the same way which was done in the previous work. You can done it, because the results will be totally different. So you can do it, you can adopt it in the secondary data which you have collected for the research. But when it is a primary data and you are developing a questionnaire, you are designing a questionnaire, what you do? You design your questionnaire keeping in mind the objectives and hypothesis, and all the variables will be taken in the questionnaire keeping in mind the objectives and hypothesis. And when you keep the objectives and hypothesis in mind, when you develop the questionnaire, automatically your work will be focused. And I have told you that example which I have given you 5 minutes before about the stress in college teachers. Let us take one more example relating to uh, quality of work life, QWL. Okay, quality of or you can say work life balance. Work life balance in work life balance among the women working in bank in Aurangabad district. If this is the work, if this is the research work which you have undertaken, so work life balance amongst bank women working in banks in Aurangabad district. So the universe will be banks of Aurangabad district, all banks of Aurangabad district, and the population of for drawing the sample will be all women employees in the working in the banks in Aurangabad district. And the problems and prospects of work life balance among the women who are working in the banks of Aurangabad district, they will be different from the different district which you are taking as a model. Like if the work is done in the Mumbai district relating to the work life balance among women who are working in the banks of Mumbai district, and the same study you want to do in Aurangabad district. So work life balance among the women working in uh, the banks in Aurangabad district. But what has changed from Mumbai district to it has changed to Aurangabad district, and from Aurangabad district you can change it to Jalna district, and you can go further from Jalna district to you can go to Nagpur district. Excuse me. What is that? What is the difference? So when there is a difference in Mumbai district, Aurangabad district, Nasik district, Nagpur district, Jalna district, then the problems of women working in those districts will be different. In Mumbai, what are the problems? The problems are different. Traveling is a problem because you cannot get the houses very easily near to your banks. It may be 25 kilometers away, but for that 25 kilometers, in normal courses you can reach within half an hour, but in Mumbai it takes 1 hour to 2 hours, at least 1 hour reaching from your residence to the bank, and from bank to the residence another 1 hour, maybe one and a half hour. So in totality, 2.5 hours traveling a woman is doing that. That is quite laborious, considering the work which she is undertaking in the banks and the type of work she is undertaking in the banks. That is quite laborious, and it has its own implications. So you should keep in mind how these things are moving related to the difference among the women who are working in the bank of Mumbai district, Nagpur district, Jalna district, and Nasik district, and etc., which can be there in different parts of the states of Telangana, different parts of states of Karnataka, different parts of states in northern India, wherever the district you are taking. So that will make a difference. So here you have to develop the questionnaire. See, the questions relating to demography may be same, only that the things which you are expected to take in the demography for 5 questions, they will be same for any researcher or any work which you are taking anywhere in India, or you can take abroad also. The questions will be same, but what will change will be the income level. What will change will be the working hours. What will change will be the type of work, from branch to branch, from uh, city to city, from district to district. It will change. So like this, the questionnaires, they are also changing from geographical area, and from also point of view of the change in the variables. That if it is independent variables which are changing, then there will be change in the questionnaire also, format of the questionnaire also, which is required to be answered by the respondent. Now,
Sir,
work,
sir,
huh,
I'm Vaibhav. I want to ask here one question. So you were
huh,
discussing the hypothesis here, sir. If you allow, then I can ask a question.
yeah.
Sir, you were discussing hypothesis here and question. So, do you have any relation into the hypothesis and questionnaire, because you have to prove your hypothesis into your research? So, when you're making
Yes,
the questionnaire, at that time you can take your help of your hypothesis. That hypothesis should have to reflect on your questionnaire.
definitely. Because when you collect the data, then only you will analyze, na?
Yes, sir.
Uh, See, data, if it is a primary research,
Yes, sir.
you what will you do? If it is a primary research, you have to collect the data from the source, that is from the sample. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you put some questions on that, what you will collect, the data will be numerical data you will collect. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
When you collect that data, that will commensurate with your hypothesis.
Hypothesis. Yes,
Understand?
sir. Yes, sir.
And then it will be applied by the test which you are going to undertake, and that test will show you whether the output will show you whether the hypothesis is accepted or whether the hypothesis is rejected. So questions relating to that particular hypothesis should always come into the questionnaire or
Questionnaire.
the questionnaire.
So,
Then only
according to submit, how much hypothesis we have to put, sir? Because it's
no, see,
depending on.
it depends upon the scope of the work. How many variables you have selected. I
Yes.
I gave you an example. Na, chalo, same example I will tell you. Okay, same example. Just now I gave you an example of a women working in bank. Okay,
Yes, sir.
stress
Different places.
on women working in the bank. Stress on women working in the bank in a particular district, XYZ district. Okay. Now, what leads to stress? One is the travel time,
Yes, sir.
working hours, target, work pressure. Okay. Then remuneration. If it is less, they are under stress. Then the type of work which they are doing, type of responsibility and authority you are given, that also lead to stress, because sometimes you are not allowed to do certain things, and those things come and people pressurize. So then it leads to stress. So these variables changes from scenario to scenario. Understand? अब
Yes,
यही
sir.
stress, same stress. If you look at in university teachers, their stress is totally different from the college teachers. So stress in college teachers and stress in university teachers, the setting is totally different. And you will find that there is a 20-30% variation in the independent variable relating to the stress when you study the university teachers in BAMU and university teachers in SPPU, both the things, or university teachers and college teachers in the same district, then there will be a lot of difference in that. So whenever you draw objective and hypothesis, see, one thing should be kept in mind. There should be a generalization of objective. General means which is related to the main topic. So general information which should be collected, and that will be according to the independent variable, that is general information. Okay, so that does not need to be proved. So we do not make a hypothesis related to the general objective which you have taken in your research work. So that general information may be one or two objectives, and we do not make any what you call hypothesis for that. But when you come to the specific objective, objective of remuneration, objective of facilities at work, objectives of work culture, objective of problem redressal, objective of you can say hours of work. Now these are the independent variables which are impacting the stress. So now which you consider out of the 3 or 4 variables which are commensurating, which are related to your main topic. And when you think that out of 4, 2 points, 2 variables are such, we need to investigate those 2 variables. And if we investigate those 2 variables, then only we will be able to justify the research work which we have undertaken. Otherwise, your research work will not be justified in any way. So students, most of the time when they uh, finalize the objectives and hypothesis, they make a mistake that they do not consider the independent variable and dependent variable. And when they do not consider these independent variable and dependent variable, then there is a variation in the study. So this is very important. In subsequent lectures also, if you find some other examples also, we can give. If somebody has that problem with that example, they can they can discuss their own topic. We will find a solution live only. If somebody has one example, we can take before I depart. Can anybody tell me?
About
I
what, sir?
don't think they are. It's okay. I was expecting some problem with their research proposition, that is objectives and hypothesis, but it seems that they are not prepared with that. Okay, so I was discussing about the development of questionnaire. So when you develop the questionnaire, one more thing you should keep in mind. When you develop the questionnaire, most of the time when the researcher is doing his research work or her research work alone, they feel shy to mention that they are taking the help of a statistician. No, you should not be shy. आपने शर्माना नहीं चाहिए. You should be happy if you are taking the help of some statistician. क्यों नहीं लेना चाहिए? आपने हेल्प, मदद लेनी चाहिए. और मदद लेना अच्छी बात है कि you will be focused and your what you call analysis will be perfect and he will suggest you. Acha, most of the time what happen, you think of the Likert scale. Likert scale, 3-point Likert scale, 5-point Likert scale, uh, uh, not feasible, highly not feasible, not feasible, then feasible, then partially feasible, and fully feasible. So like this, from negative to positive you go, but that is not a proper way of finding a solution to that particular problem. The what you call the statistician or the SPSS expert will suggest you, sir, ma'am, you go for an options. Choose one option from the 3, from the 4, and that will also help you to prepare a better tabulated form tables where you will be able to infer in a proper manner. So he can suggest you. Sometimes some questions are in yes no only. They are neither Likert scale is applicable, neither multiple choice is applicable to that. So in that scenario, what will happen? You are in a better position if you select the appropriate method or the question, coining of a question. That has to be. You can take the help of that statistician or a SPSS expert. Most of the time what happens, see, if you stitch a coat or if you stitch some very decent what you call outfit, and it is to be seen as you go into some party, you go into the class, you go into the program. Here what will happen, a trial will be given by the master who is making it. What is that trial? It is a pre-test, pilot test before making it final. So that testing, excuse me, that trial which is taken by the master is to see that it is going to fit properly or not. In the trial, if some variation is seen, then you can adjust. Like this also, when you prepare the questionnaire, try to pre-test it. Try to do the pilot test, whether this will be feasible or not. And if you do that, it is okay, because sometimes what happens, if the respondent is aware, it is okay, they will understand and they will answer. If sometimes the respondent is not aware, then the questionnaire, if it is not understood by the sample respondent, the sample respondent may tick randomly, and that may lead to a bias. So when the bias is there, then there is infection in the error. So when there is error in data collection, the output will also be filled with error. So there is a chance when you go for a trial, you can refine your dress, refine your shoes, refine your outfit. Similarly, you can refine your questionnaire. Whatever problems you are facing, you can refine. One more example I would like to give you. See, many times what happens when you prepare a questionnaire, and if your respondent is not educated, you have to dictate the question and you have to dictate the answers also. Answers means possible answers, A, B, C, D. Or you have to dictate whether it is on the Likert scale, how it will be, how much you agree to that. So for one questionnaire, it takes a lot of time. And that is why pre-testing and pilot testing will help you to make the uh, questionnaire focused, and not only focused, but you have a chance to refine also before collecting the data. That is why in the third stage, the collection, the questionnaire becomes important, because in the fourth stage, when you move out for collecting the data, then that becomes a very one more thing you should keep in mind. The questionnaire may consist of sometimes open questions. Now, what are these open questions? Open questions are those questions uh, which the answers for which you cannot take it by coining a question and giving the option and giving yes no. You cannot do that. So what you do, you can get some different answer. That is why you give the open question to the respondent, and then they responded in a manner uh, that uh, these are the things which are expected in the questionnaire. Okay. One more aspect I would like to discuss, and then I lead to Mr. Vaibhav, because I have an emergency, and I informed your not only the coordinator Vaibhav, but also your head of the department, Dr. Mustajib Khan, that I have an emergency and I will be leaving now. And I'll be in today's afternoon session, friends. Dr. Vilas Ipar will join at 2 o'clock, and I will join you at 3:45 or around 4 o'clock with a very innovative topic, a new topic, which is related to sustainable economic development in India. A very interesting one, and we'll be there for the last, you can say, online lecture. Okay, a last session. So, Vaibhav, I think I should take leave.
Okay, sir.
And
Before
thank you
that,
very much.
I would like to do some vote of thanks to you. So today's our respected guest is Dr. Rajaruddin sir, who has guided us very much good research work, how to do the good research work, especially focusing on ethics or research ethics, and especially has focused to how to make the questionnaires, how what is the relation between hypothesis and questionnaire, all that. So it would be a very good lecture from her side, and I know what is the problem with him right now, and in that case, he has accepted our invitation on sudden moment that uh, give the lecture on to research methodology. I my personal level thanks to you, thanks to others, sir, and further session I will continue, sir. हा आता तुमचे प्रश्न सांगा काय काय होते ते आय विल आन्सर इट. तुमचे माइक्स ओपन केलेले आहेत. हा राजेंद्र, तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारू शकता. राजेंद्र, तुमचा माइक ओपन केलेला आहे, तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारा.
सर असाइनमेंट बद्दल जरा माहिती द्या ना थोडी.
विषय काय तुमचा?
इंग्लिश.
इंग्लिशचे जे 6 लेक्चरर म्हणजे इन्क्लुडिंग आजचं लेक्चर ज्यांनी ज्यांनी मार्गदर्शन केले त्यांनी काय टॉपिक वर डिस्कस केला त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला प्रश्न देण्यात येतील, त्याचे उत्तर तुम्ही लिहायचे.
एमसीक्यू काय डिस्क्रिप्शन आहे प्रश्न?
एमसीक्यू कसं काय देणार? डिस्क्रिप्टिव्ह, त्यांनी काय मुद्दे मांडले त्या मुद्द्यांवर प्रश्न राहतील आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुम्हाला ते लिहून सबमिट करायचे.
बरं बरं, चालतंय. ओके सर,
तुम्ही सगळे
थँक्यू.
लेक्चर अटेंड केलेत ना?
काय झालं सर?
सगळे लेक्चर अटेंड केले ना तुम्ही?
हो केलेत सर, केले.
इंग्लिशचे किती मार्गदर्शक होते मग?
आतापर्यंत 5 माया घेऊन घेतले मी सर, पण तरी एक 6च्या वर झाले असतील मायामध्ये.
हा 5 जण झालेत, 6वं आता 6वं तुमचं 8 तारखेला आहे.
हा तेच 4-5 तर झाले.
सगळ्यांना विनंती करतोय की लेक्चर रेग्युलर करा, कारण तुम्हाला जे स्कॉलर गाईड करायला येत आहेत त्यांच्या गायडन्सवरच तुम्हाला प्रश्न विचारण्यात येतील, ज्याची उत्तर तुम्हाला असाइनमेंट म्हणून लिहायचे आहेत.
ओके सर, थँक्यू सर.
मार्क डिस्ट्रीब्युशन तुम्ही पाहिलं असेल तर 6 लेक्चर प्रत्येकाचे आहेत.
हा हा,
त्याच्यावरच तुम्हाला असाइनमेंट आहेत.
ओके सर.
Okay. Yes, Sala, you can ask the question. Your mic is open.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Sir, regarding to the assignments we have seen in the Word file, but one more thing that is required by the first session, that literature review. Okay, but it's not shown,
You should
or
have to
it's not.
review related with your subject.
Yeah, but it's not shown how many literature reviews and in which mode they want, in written mode or printed out mode.
No,
So
that you should have to write down into the Word file, na, and then you have to submit that file to us. So it is that how much you can collect it, that is important for your research. It is not limited.
okay. But in a written mode or a written out mode?
No, it is into written mode. Word file you have to submit us.
In a written.
Right now, I don't have any information specifically about it, but I will collect and I will inform you. But right now, I have given you the mark distribution exactly.
Okay, only regarding to to your research topic. Okay.
Yes. Your research topic is related with that.
Okay, and quantitative methods. What does it mean by that? They want only just assignments regarding to this title, or they want what we can say questionnaire, something in details like case study, interview, and other methods also, or just only they want assignments as just what we can say explanations, illustrations.
What has written under it? Because I have given you the specification of every question.
No, they are, it's written that 6 assignments, but
That is related
just
with your lectures, particular your subject lectures, what the expert has guided you. So you will provide the questions on it, and you have to write down that.
from the first session lectures, you mean, or from your, I mean that from your topic, research topic.
Related with your subject research topic. I think the six researcher has guided you, and you have to be answer on their particular lectures what they have discussed. So you will have been provide the questions also related with that lectures, and you have to write down.
Okay, just only assignments, yes, from the first session lectures, yes.
So every lecture, every subject has 6 experts. So that 6 experts, what they have discussed in their lectures, particularly the questions has been provided to you, and you have to write down on it.
But how many pages for each assignment?
It ups to you, na, how much you have elaborated.
No,
every
no.
time
Actually, we know that
listen. Every time I could not put you the limitations of words or the pages. How could you elaborate, or how could you understood that topic? You have to be elaborating with your words. So it might be take means it's a 6 lectures. It might be take more than 25 to 30.
But okay, we can do. But is it shown to you? Is it identified to you how many pages they need for each assignment, or nothing, or it's open?
No any particular limitations they have provided, but they said that we have to provide the questions related with your lectures.
Okay. And regarding to computer application,
that madam
also
the madam who has given that session, that is called Namrata madam, she will provide us a question about it.
Okay, just now only this document only refers to something in general, the main points, nothing shown, nothing any required, only just what we can say the tip points, yeah?
No, not points. I will give you the points. You have to elaborate the points.
I mean that we are waiting for the questions later on, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And regarding to the MCQ question or the exam, the oral exam, in which time it will be?
That would be happen on with the help of Google form. You have to solve the 20 questions onto the research methodology.
But is it timetable? Is it timed? I mean that is it shown or nothing shown right now?
That would be timed, and within 1 hour you have to solve all that.
Okay, and how much time they need for the all sessions, or for all sections? Sorry.
Which sections you have to after?
I mean that all assignments. Yes. How much time they need? In which time they wanted to submit all the questions?
After 15 May, you have to start the submission because 13 there has been an election into our region. After that, 15 we could be submit that. You assign.
Okay. So, in what time they will provide you the questions?
Yes, I don't hear you properly. Pardon?
Yes, what time they will provide you regarding to the questions of all assignments mentioned here?
So I will provide that on to the group, your group, pre-PhD group by subject wise. Then you
By
have
today?
no, it will take 2-3 days because every session should have to be wind up. 8 May is the last session we have, and after that you will have provided the questions.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
पवार साहेब बोला. शरद पवार बोला.
हॅलो
सर तुमचा आवाज येत नाही नीट. थोडं जरा रेंज
हॅलो
मध्ये. हा थोडं रेंज.
हॅलो
हा
हॅलो
थोडं
हॅलो
रेंज मध्ये आले तर
हॅलो
बरं.
सर हा हॅलो
हा बोला, ऐकू येतं तुमचा.
Oh God. Okay, wait, sir, wait. My every queries and questions have been covered in Salah's questions. So there are no questions now.
ओके, टेन्शन घेऊ नका सर एवढा.
Hello.
आपण जे लेक्चर केलेले आहेत ना त्याच्यावरच आपल्याला
No,
लिहायचं.
no, no. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not taking any tension. I'm quite sure
मी आहे
about it.
तुमच्यासोबत. माझा नंबर मी प्रोव्हाइड केलेला आहे. काही जरी प्रॉब्लेम आला तर मला फोन करा बस.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
विक्रांत करेवार विचारा. विक्रांत करेवार.
सर गुड आफ्टरनून. एक रिक्वेस्ट होती सर.
बोला ना.
ऍक्च्युली नम्रता मॅडमशी आपलं जेव्हा बोलणं झालं होतं तर ते एक प्रॅक्टिकल सेशन घेण्यासाठी रेडी होतात. तर इफ इट इज पॉसिबल सर.
9 तारखेनंतर जाऊ आपण, कारण मी त्यांना क्वेश्चन साठी फोन करणारच आहे. त्यांनी जर अलाव केलं. आता इथे बरेच पार्टिसिपंट हे आउटसाइडचे आहेत. आता
नाही
औरंगाबाद.
नाही सर, सगळ्यांसाठी नाही, ज्यांना पॉसिबल आहे तेवढे. एक 25-30 जरी आले तरी त्यांचा आमचा फायदा आहे ना सर त्याच्यामध्ये. आम्हाला त्या गोष्टी कळतील.
तुमचं म्हणणं एकदम बरोबर आहे विक्रांत. पण मला आधी कोर्स कोऑर्डिनेटर जे आहेत त्यांची परवानगी घेऊन पत्रव्यवहार करावा लागेल. मग ते सेशन आता कारण सुट्ट्या चालू आहेत, मॅडम जर तिथं असतील तर मग ते आपल्याला वेळ देतील. आणि मी पूर्ण प्रयत्न करीन त्याच्यासाठी. आणि ज्या लोकांना पॉसिबल आहे 20-30 जण त्यांची तिथं व्यवस्था करावं लागेल की सेशन काय हे 5-10 मिनिटाचं नसणार आहे.
नाही बरोबर आहे.
1-1.5 घंट्याचं 2 घंट्याचं ते सेशन असणार आहे. त्याच्यामुळे तिथं त्यांची काय काळजी घ्यायची आहे सगळ्या गोष्टी मी सरांशी डिस्कस करून मग ग्रुपवर एखादा टाइम शेड्यूल टाकील. त्याच्यानुसार मग आपण जाऊ. हा जरी ग्रुप डिझॉल्व्ह झाला आणि जर मॅडम म्हणल्या की मी ऑनलाईन परत एक सेशन घेते, तर मग मी गुगलवर एक लिंक क्रिएट करून ह्याच्यावर टाकतो ग्रुपवर. मग तुम्ही तसं पण ऍडजस्ट करू शकता. पण आता कम्प्युटर हे प्रॅक्टिकल करायचं सेशन आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये मॅडम तुम्हाला तिथे जर मॅडमकडं अवेलेबिलिटी असेल वेळेची आणि त्या तयार असतील आणि आपल्याला जर परमिशन मिळाली सगळ्या ज्या ऑथॉरिटीज आहेत त्या कोर्स मधल्या, तर आपण नक्की ते करू. मी त्या प्रयत्नात आहे.
येस येस सर. थँक्यू सर. तुम्ही नक्कीच यशस्वी होता सर, मला खात्री आहे.
नाही बघू आपण सर काय म्हणतात त्याच्यावर खूप डिपेंड करतं. कारण
थँक्यू व्हेरी मच सर.
हो.
आणि धन्यवाद सर, तुमचं गायडन्स आम्हाला नेहमीच म्हणजे प्रोत्साहन देत राहिलेलं आहे सर. असंच यापुढेही लाभेल.
नाही मी आहे, शेवटपर्यंत आहे. पण तुम्ही कॉन्सन्ट्रेट करा. तुम्ही जे लेक्चर केले त्याच्यावर, त्याच्या
येस
लिंक
सर.
मला प्रोव्हाइड केलेलं आहे. चांगलं परफॉर्म करा. नाहीतर काय होईल, हे आधी बरेचसे याच्यामध्ये स्वयंच्या कोर्सेसमध्ये फेल झाले. त्याच्यामुळे हा कोर्स आला. तर इथे जर परत तुम्ही फेल झालात, कारण हे तुमच्या क्रिएटिव्हिटीवर आहे सगळं. तर तुम्ही इथं जर फेल झालात तर मग त्याला मी काही करू शकत नाही. माझ्याकडनं जेवढी मदत होतीये ती मी तुम्हाला करतोय. अजून कोणाला काही विचारायचं असेल तर दे कॅन आस्क द क्वेश्चन. बघा मी ग्रुपवर मार्क डिस्ट्रीब्युशन टाकलेलं आहे तुमच्या असाइनमेंटचं. त्याच्याबद्दल कुठल्याही भाषेच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना कुठल्याही पद्धतीचे जर प्रश्न विचारायचे असतील तर ते प्लीज तुमचे माईक ओपन आहे. तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारा, कारण नंतर मग वेळ मिळणार नाही. कारण आपल्याकडे आता वेळ खूप कमी राहिलाय. 6 आणि 8 तारखेला 2च सब्जेक्टचे पेपर फर्स्टचे सेशन राहिलेले आहेत. त्याच्या आधी जर तुम्हाला असाइनमेंट बद्दल काही विचारायचं आहे किंवा असाइनमेंट बद्दल काही माहिती घ्यायची असल्यास कृपया तुम्ही प्रश्न विचारा. आणि जर प्रश्न विचारायचे नसतील then I will close the session. Please respond me for that.
हॅलो वैभव सर.
हॅलो सर.
बोला ना,
वैभव
बोला.
सर. सर ऍक्च्युली जे तुम्ही असाइनमेंट दिलेला आहात म्हणजे देणार आम्हाला सबमिट करायचं आहे, तर हाऊ मेनी पेज यू हॅव टू रिटर्न ऑन दॅट असाइनमेंट सर?
आता तसं पर्टिक्युलर काही सांगता येणार नाही मॅडम. तुम्ही जेवढं इलॅबोरेट करताल ते पॉइंट, तर तेवढं ते
ओके
अप टू यू की तुम्हाला किती ते समजले, अंडरस्टँड झाले.
ओके. म्हणजे मिनिमम म्हणजे आमच्या एक्सप्लेनेशन वरती डिपेंड आहे की ते किती पेज आम्ही म्हणजे लिहू शकू. म्हणजे ते
कारण
तुमच्याकडनं पण काही बंधन नाहीये ना?
आमच्याकडनं काही बंधन नाहीये त्याच्याबद्दल, पण तरी तुम्ही जेवढं म्हणजे माफक जेवढे तुम्हाला मार्क देता येईल त्याप्रमाणे प्लीज.
ओके 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 ठीक आहे सर.
हेलो वैभव सर.
बोला, नाव सांगा सर तुमचं.
सर मेरा नाम मुजम्मिल फारूकी है और मेरा सब्जेक्ट उर्दू है सर. मेरा रोल नंबर 137 है सर.
हाँ ना,
तो
तो मुझे पता है सर, उर्दू, हिंदी, पाली, इंग्लिश, मराठी,
जी जी
तो अभी पाली का भी जो रिसर्च होता है तो
जी
वो
जी जी.
हैज बीन प्रोवाइडेड मराठी.
अच्छा, तो हमको पूरे जितने भी असाइनमेंट बनाना है सर, रिव्यू के अलावा वो सब मराठी में बनाना है.
नहीं नहीं, आप हिंदी में बनाओ ना सर, आपको कंफर्टेबल है तो हिंदी में बनाओ, उतनी लिबर्टी मैं आपको दे सकता
नहीं नहीं सर, मेरा सब्जेक्ट उर्दू है ना सर.
हूँ. तो है, लेकिन आप हिंदी में लिख सकते हैं ना.
हिंदी इंग्लिश में भी लिख सकते.
हाँ, आप दे दो, मैं एक्सेप्ट कर लूंगा आपको, क्योंकि मुझे उर्दू नहीं समझती ना सर.
अच्छा सर सुनिए ना, कितने कितने असाइनमेंट बनाना पड़ेगा सर? हेलो
हाँ बोलो ना सर.
सर, कितने असाइनमेंट बनाना पड़ेगा?
6 लेक्चर है आपके रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी पे, तो 6 आपको असाइनमेंट बनाने, 6 जो आपको गाइडेंस करने को एक्सपर्ट जो आए थे
जी जी जी.
उनके जो रिसर्च टॉपिक्स थे उस पे मैं आपको क्वेश्चंस दूंगा,
जी 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 सर. जी जी.
पे आपको लिखना.
ओके सर. ओके ओके सर.
बाकी मैडम,
ओके थैंक यू.
बाकी मैडम बोला. बागुल, रोल नंबर 9.
हॅलो
हाँ बोला.
हॅलो.
हाँ बागुल मॅडम बोला, तुमचा आवाज येतोय. हॅलो बागुल मॅडम बोला, तुमचा आवाज येतोय.
हॅलो सर, हे असाइनमेंट किती पेजेसचे लिहायचे आहे? म्हणजे त्याची मर्यादा काय आहे?
मर्यादा वगैरे काय नाहीये मॅडम, तुम्हाला जे विषय काय,
हॅलो
तुमचा विषय काय ते
हॅलो
हिंदी, मराठी, इंग्लिश, कुठली लँग्वेज.
हॅलो.
बागुल मॅडम तुमची लँग्वेज कोणती आहे, हिंदी, मराठी, इंग्लिश?
मराठी.
हा, मग मराठीच्या लेक्चर जे लेक्चर दिले त्याचे क्वेश्चन तुम्हाला प्रोव्हाइड करण्यात येतील, ते तुम्ही लिहा.
बरं ठीक आहे. धन्यवाद सर.
विचारा सर, गायकवाड सर विचारा. तुमचं माईक ओपन केलं, गायकवाड सर विचारा. स्वाती जाधव.
हॅलो.
हा बोला ना सर, तुमचा माईक ओपन.
सर म्हटलं MCQ ची ऑनलाईन एक्झाम कधी होईल आपली, कोणत्या तारखेला आहे?
त्याचं शेड्यूल देण्यात येईल ना सर, ते तुमचे 100
ओके.
मार्क्स इन्क्लुडेड आहे.
अच्छा ओके ओके.
मार्क
थँक्यू सर.
डिस्क्रिप्शन मी ह्याच्यावर टाकलंय सर ग्रुपवर.
नाही नाही, त्याची डेट आहे का म्हटलं?
नाही, ते अजून आता आपले इलेक्शन झाल्यावर बरेच इलेक्शन ड्युटी आहेत ना, त्याच्यामुळे ते शेड्यूल अजून डिक्लेअर केलं.
अच्छा.
13 तारखेला इलेक्शन आहे ना आपल्याकडे.
हो 13ला आहे, म्हणजे 14-15ला वगैरे होईल का असं विचारतोय, की त्याच्या अगोदर होणार आहे एक्झाम ऑनलाईन?
पण त्याच्यानंतर.
ओके ओके सर, थँक्यू सर.
थँक्यू. हा बोला, जाधव मॅडम बोला. प्रिया जाधव.
हो सर बोला ना.
प्रिया जाधव मॅडम, तुमचं माईक ओपन. काही प्रश्न विचारायचा का?
हॅलो सर.
हा बोला.
हा, मला असं विचारायचं होतं की जे पहिलं तुम्ही सांगितलं ते फक्त मर्यादा वगैरे काही नाहीये ना?
नाही, शब्द मर्यादा वगैरे काही नाही.
बरं. आणि 20 मार्काची जी आपली परीक्षा होणार आहे ती मल्टिपल चॉईस क्वेश्चन हे राहणार आहेत का
हो
त्याच्यामध्ये?
त्याच्यामध्ये लिहिलंय मॅडम एमसीक्यू लिहिलेलं आहे मॅडम त्याच्यामध्ये.
2 मिनिटं सर, मला बघण्या. ओके, ठीक आहे, थँक्यू सर.
हो, काय हरकत. गायकवाड अनिल बोला, तुमचं माईक अनम्यूट केलाय. अनिल गायकवाड विचारा.
ओके, धन्यवाद सर. गुड
गुड
गुड आफ्टरनून.
हा, गुड आफ्टरनून सर, बोला ना.
मला सर असं विचारायचं होतं की हा सर, ओके सर, ह्याच्या सर आपल्या ज्या 6 असाइनमेंट जे सर आहेत तर त्या असाइनमेंटचे क्वेश्चन सर केव्हा म्हणजे मिळतील?
आम्ही तुमचे सगळे लेक्चर जेव्हा 8 तारखेला
आता लिटरेचर रिव्ह्यू जो आहे
तो तुमच्या विषयाशी संबंधित आहे आणि तुमचे सगळे विषयाचे लेक्चर 8 तारखेला संपतील. त्याच्यानंतर आम्ही तुम्हाला क्वेश्चन्स प्रोव्हाइड करू. पर्टिक्युलर कुठल्या मार्गदर्शकांनी तुम्हाला काय सांगितलं त्याच्यावर तुम्हाला लिहायचे प्रश्न दिले जातील, ते तुम्ही लिहायचे.
ओके ओके. आणि सर त्याचा
सबमिशन अकॉर्डिंग टू दॅट तुम्हाला म्हणजे आम्ही कळू सबमिशन कधी करायचंय.
ओके ओके, धन्यवाद सर. म्हणजे आपल्याला ग्रुपवर ऍक्टिव्ह राहा ना, आलेले जे काही निर्देश आहेत त्यानुसार सगळ्या कारवाई पूर्ण करणं.
नाही, ग्रुपवर आपल्याला ऍक्टिव्ह, आता लेक्चर करायला ऍक्टिव्ह राहायचं होतं. ज्यांनी केले त्यांना उत्तर देता येते, ज्यांनी नाही केले ते तुम्ही रोजच येता, मला माहिती आहे.
नाही रेग्युलर.
हो, मला
मी रेग्युलर, असं काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. माझ्याकडे नोट्स पण आहेत.
महाभाग आहेत की जे नुसतं येतात
काही
अटेंडन्स.
हो हो, काय काही अडचण आली सर म्हणजे तर मी तुम्हाला पर्सनली कॉल करतोय सर.
हा, हे झालं 1:30 वाजेच्या नंतर करा.
हॅलो वैभव सर.
1:30 वाजेच्या नंतर करा.
काही प्रॉब्लेम झाले त्यावेळेला करू सर, ठीक आहे.
हो. लक्ष्मण भागवत, तुमचा माईक ओपन आहे. लक्ष्मण भागवत प्लीज.
हा सर, म्हटलं रिटर्न मध्ये द्यायचंय का टाईप करून द्यायचंय?
ते मी विचारतो सर, रिटर्न मध्ये द्यायचं का? कारण हे फक्त आता तुम्हाला मार्क डिस्ट्रीब्युशन दिलंय, ते मी तुम्हाला जर एखादा ईमेल प्रोव्हाइड केला ना आपल्याला, तर तुम्हाला वर्ड फाईल सबमिट करावं लागेल.
ठीक आहे सर, धन्यवाद.
ओके.
हा, ओके, धन्यवाद सर.
अतुल पाटील, तुमचा माईक ओपन केलाय, बोला.
Sir, what would be the submission mode?
I just discussed with Lakshman right now that if they have provided one email, then we have to submit that in a Word format.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have been a written format, because the people who are living so away from the Aurangabad, they should not come for the submission. So it might be you have to submit that online actually.
Okay. Thank
so
you.
my will provide was email. On that, you should have to be put all the assignments.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Can I ask? Hello?
I can listen you. You can put your question.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you for the for accomplishing this pre-PhD course. It was very much interesting. My question is about the sessions that were not in English. My major is in English, so how can we manage know about those lectures? We didn't receive any notes about them.
Okay. I understand the problem. The thing is that you should have to focus on your particular language lectures, and you assignment that have guided you for that particular section into. You have to listen down only about it. And regional language sessions are not related with your subject.
Okay.
Worry about it. You have to take assignments only the 6 persons related with the English language, and what they have done will ask the question of you. Right on.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, that's all. Anybody want to ask any questions? Please go ahead. I am there. Your mics are open. You can go with the. You can ask with the questions.
Sir, no question at all. Hello, sir.
Can we stop the session?
Yeah, yes, sir. But before that, I would like to propose a vote of thanks to you because same questions got repeated here again and again, and every time with the same enthusiasm you gave answers. We are very thankful to you.
त्याचं रिझन असं आहे सर की मी पण पीएचडी करायला होतो काही दिवसापूर्वी.
हा हा
मला ते दुःख माहिती आहे म्हणून मी सारखं रिपीट करतो.
समज की यू कॅन अंडरस्टँड आवर फिलिंग आणि इमोशन.
आणि आमचं कोर्स वर्क आमच्या काळात ऑफलाईन झालं होतं सर, तुमचं ऑनलाईन होतंय. म्हणजे ऑनलाईन करून सुद्धा किती त्रास होतात तुम्हाला माहिती आहे, ऑफलाईन करून किती त्रास होतात ते मला माहिती आहे, ऑनलाईन मध्ये किती गोंधळ होईल. त्याच्यामुळे
थँक्यू
आहे
पण
माझ्याकडे जबाबदारी तर मी ते करत राहील.
लहान मुलांसारखे आमचे प्रश्न येतात, तुम्ही त्याला सेम परत उत्तर देतात. फार भारी वाटलं. युअर नेचर इज सो.
रिसर्च करताय म्हणजे तुमच्यात पेशन्स असणं गरजेचं आहे.
बरोबर, प्रचंड पेशन्स आहे तुमच्यामध्ये.
ते
तुमच्यामध्ये प्रचंड आहे.
नाही आता ते आले त्याच्यामुळे. आता मी पीएचडीच्या पुढचं रिसर्च करतोय सर, मी पोस्ट डॉक करतोय. आता किती आमच्यामध्ये पेशन्स आले असतील.
बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
हो हो. तर त्याच्यामुळे तुम्ही काही काळजी करू नका. कोणी सगळं आपल्याकडे आहे, आपल्याला फक्त फोकस करून ते लिहायचं आहे. आणि जर त्यांनी सांगितलं वर्ड फॉर्मॅट मध्ये द्या, तर त्यांनी एखादा ईमेल प्रोव्हाइड केला तर तुम्ही ते फक्त वर्ड फॉर्मॅट मध्ये किंवा पीडीएफ मध्ये तिथं टाकून द्या. आणि तुमच्या असाइनमेंट एकदा सबमिट झाल्या की मग त्या चेक होतील, तुम्हाला मार्क डिस्ट्रीब्युशन होतील. फक्त 20 मार्काचा जो तुम्हाला गुगल फॉर्म वर एमसीक्यू ची एक्झाम द्यायची आहे, त्याची मात्र तुम्ही तयारी करा.
हो सर, हो सर, थँक्यू.
तर त्याच्यासाठी पण मी तुम्हाला करतो, माझ्याकडनं मी तुम्हाला 101 प्रश्न प्रोव्हाइड करेल रिसर्च मेथडॉलॉजीचे, जर मला शक्य झालं तर. आता हे मॅन्डेटरी नाही आहे, हे ऑप्शनल पण क्वेश्चन बँक आहे, ती जर मी तुम्हाला देऊ शकलो तर त्याच्यातून जर प्रश्न आले तर तुम्ही त्याचा अभ्यास करा.
सर खूप उपकार होतील, तेवढे देऊन टाका आम्हाला.
नाही, मला ते बनवावं लागतील ना. माझ्याकडे जे रिलेटेड 101 प्रश्न असतील ना, तर मी ते तुम्हाला प्रोव्हाइड करतो ग्रुपवर, तुम्ही त्याच्यातून अभ्यास करा बस.
हो सर, थँक्यू सर, थँक्यू. अँड वन्स अगेन वी आर व्हेरी थँकफुल टू यू.
ओके, धन्यवाद धन्यवाद. सगळ्यांचा आभार मानतो आणि हे सेशन संपलं असं जाहीर करतो.